Hi guys, I am making another video this week and I'm going to do a method that hasn't actually been seen for a while. It used to be super popular, so I have an order for a Nikki Marble type of cup. So I'm just going to get going. I've mixed my epoxy. I've mixed two of these full, one part A, one part B, full. I have other things that I need to do, so I'm going to use part of it for the epoxy method I need to use over there, but I'm not going to need that much for this particular 17-ounce water bottle, but I have other things to do, so I've mixed plenty. You're going to need more than you would need for a layer because you're mixing many different things in little pots together. So you need a white. This is pearl mica with a white pigment powder mixed in. This is titanium white pigment powder that I just picked up at a model store. You can use micas, you can use acrylic paint just a little bit. So I've seen some people use white alcohol ink. I don't recommend that because if you get your ratio off just a little bit between what epoxy can tolerate, the whole thing is just going to pull right back and create a mess. So I don't recommend using alcohol ink for this because of that, because I've done that. So you want to fully cover your cup with the white. So I'm going to leave a little bit extra. I'm messy when I do this, so I should probably have something underneath of my tumbler. This particular customer wants pink and silver, so I've picked a couple of pink glitters, both a fine and a chunky mix. So I have this one and this one. They're both pink and they're going to go beautifully together. I also have a pink mica powder. This is also from Pressing Images. It's Serendipity is the color that I'm using for that. And I'm using the DIY epoxy. This is not the container they come in, but this is black pigment paste. You can use pigment paste also for the white. Pigment pastes, pigment powders, micas, and acrylic paint. All of those can be used in this. So I'm going to put, I don't know, about 15 mils of epoxy in with the white, because we need to cover the cup and we need to also have enough that we can fill in any spaces that need some extra. And the rest of it I'm just going to put, I don't know, 2.5 to 5 mils of epoxy in with each of these colors. I'm not going to need all of that at all, and I need to make sure I leave some clear for my other thing that I'm working on. So let me just get these poured in here and we will get going. I also have a silver chunky glitter because she wanted pink and silver. And it's just a chunky mix, so it's all good. And I need, well, this one's for my black. This pigment paste is awesome. It does not take a lot. Like, I'm just going to take this little bit here and I'm going to mix it into my epoxy, and it's going to be really nice and opaque as you mix it in. and it mixes in really super quick. I do not need this much black for sure, because I'm just going to do a little bit of veining with it. And I'll show you how we do that. It's just a matter of blending. You're also going to need a small tool to apply. This is a small silicone eyeshadow brush. You can use pointy things, you can whatever silicone tool you prefer. And then this I use for blending. This is a makeup brush. I personally can't imagine using makeup or silicone to put on my makeup, but I guess some people do because they make them. So I'm going to get this turning, and I'm going to mix these up real quick. My glitters are from a variety of places today. Both of them Western Canadian companies. I love this mix. And this is such, Robin has such pretty micas. Some of you know I've made all of the samples for the pictures that she's posting online for them. This is Serendipity, and isn't that such a pretty pink? I'm wiping off my tool. I use stainless steel for this. Wood can put bubbles in your epoxy, and you don't want that, and you can't wipe it off because it absorbs. So stainless steel you can. So I just started with a little bit of both of these, and you can see the pearly color of this. It's just gorgeous. And I added just a smidgen of white to brighten it up a little bit, because pearl can go kind of off white a little bit, and I want it to be pearly, but I want it to be also mostly white. So I am just going to mix that together, and that's a yummy color. I am also doing a lid for that, so I'm doing that kind of off camera here. I converted my Spin-It so it does lids, which is, I had black pigment on my glove. So that's how I do all of my lids, and I should just show you quickly if I can get it to reach. It's my Spin-It. I have a coupler on here. I took the cage off and I put a coupler on, and then I just tape my lid to the coupler, and it works perfectly for lids. It's amazing how perfectly it works. It doesn't work very well for tumblers. Okay, so I'm just going to get this and this out of my way, and I'm going to get started with my white, and I'm going to put it all over everywhere. I'm going to change my glove because I have some black on there, and I don't want to add that just yet. Alrighty, here we go. I've spray painted my base. With Rustoleum 2x matte white. That's my preferred white paint. It works best for alcohol inks when you're painting with them. This would make a pretty base for a bride cup, that's for sure. And I want to leave some white just in case things get a little out of hand with my black. I can add it. To do blending. But I just want to do, not like you're covering glitter coat, just a coat. I'm not worried so much. I've got my threads taped to my PVC, but you can see I've got stainless here. I'm not worried about that. I could tape it off and pull the tape, but then I have to remember to pull the tape. Some people suggest doing it 45-30 minutes after applying epoxy. I do it when I do tape, I do it right away. It's not going to go anywhere, but I'm just going to clean that up with a baby wipe. You'll see once I'm all done, and it's going to be perfect. So I got my bottom done. Now I'm going to take my glove off because I don't so much need this one anymore. Yes, I do. I need to do my lid. Alright, so I've still got some left just in case I need it. I'm going to pull this off. I like to keep everything compact, so I just stick it into my measuring cups that I used. I can't use that anymore because it's got black all over it. So I'm going to get another baby wipe out. Now I'm going to take this small tool right here, and I'm going to dip it into the black, and I'm just going to draw a few fine lines. They're all facing kind of the same direction on here. And I'm just gonna, I'll just wipe this off for now, but I'm gonna need it again. So I'm gonna take this brush here, this makeup brush, and then I'm just gonna start blending, and I'm gonna get rid of that hair that I just saw. When it comes back around, I'm just gonna start just blending it out. Because you want it to look more like marble than I've got black lines in here. And that hair doesn't want to come out that way. Hang on. There we go. Always keep tweezers in my room here. So if you just wanted to do like a Carrera Marble kind of look, you could just stop here. You want some of your lines a little darker? you just keep going until you don't want any pooling increases of cups, because it just makes it a lot more obvious, that crease. I'm thinking this is looking awfully pretty. I'm going to do the same over here on my lid quick. It's little, it does not take a lot of effort. Pretty sure I don't need any more black. And before I get any further, I'm going to do the stuff I should have done before I started adding the black. Let's just do a quick torch the bubbles. I don't want to get my epoxy hot because I don't want it to move. Some of them will resolve themselves as I'm adding things here. So I am going to start and use the same small tool here, and I'm going to just add my pink mica. I'm just letting it fall off of my brush. I'm actually touching it to it as well. And it will, even when you make skinny lines, it will spread out a little bit. This is why you don't want to add a lot of heat. So now I'm going to add my chunky glitter in here. It's kind of an iridescent pink chunky. You can follow a pattern and put like one side by each all throughout, or you can just do it kind of random, which is my favorite thing to do. I kind of really love randomly placed chunky glitter. It's my favorite part of my Mica hatching cups, is the random glitter peeking in. Set that aside. This is going to be gorgeous. So now I have my fine glitter. It is also iridescent. I mix them really quite thick. You can see that it's not super runny. So it gives me a little bit more control with placement. With this kind of marble, less is kind of more. You don't want your whole cup covered. You want the white and the black to be showing through. They're just simple and elegant and so classy. And they have not been seen very much in the groups that I'm in anyway lately. And again, if adding these thicker glitter layers on in this kind of fashion can sometimes, not always, but sometimes they can create a bumpy surface on your finished, like once it's all dry. And if that happens, all you gotta do is sand it. I have a palm sander, so I use that and just get it smooth, and it works out beautifully. Okay, so now I need to add my silver, and then this will be done. Like it's not a real time-consuming pattern. Mix this one a little thick. And sometimes, like with the accent one, like the silver, I'll try to get it over top of my black lines just to further blend them. But there's how you do this particular marble. It's stunning and gorgeous and ever so classy. So when I take this off of the turner later on, I will show you a picture of what it looks like. And in the meantime, I'm going to put these lovely mixes into a mold and make it beautiful. But that is how you do the Nikki Marble. Oh, I was going to show you the way I take my epoxy off of my threads. So when you have a baby wipe, There's a stretchy side and a not a stretchy side. So on the not stretchy side, I fold it over, and then I just do this. So I hold it right on the edge of where my paint is. It'll move all of the epoxy up against that edge. And you just hold it there and it will clean it right off and give you this beautiful, crisp, clean edge every single time. There's no need to tape that off and fuss with tape and trying to pull it off. Just make sure when you're taping a water bottle to a rod that you leave thread room stainless, so that you're not going to stick your water bottle tape, your tape that's holding the water bottle on, to your cup, because you don't want that. But that epoxy is not going to move anywhere, so it'll just be a nice crisp clean line and it'll be perfect. So that is the Nikki Marble, and I'm really pleased with how pretty this turned out. So I will show you the finished product when it's all done later on.